What's up, guys? It's your boy Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be reacting to the Barcelona news over the past 48 hours, where we do have a lot of topics to discuss. Firstly, on the return of Lionel Messi, optimism has risen a lot over the past few days on his possible return. Laporta has spoken publicly about his relationship with Messi and whether or not his return is possible. Huge updates on that. And also how his current teammate Neymar wants to make a return to Barcelona as well. We're also going to discuss the midfield reinforcement options that Barcelona currently have, about how they might go for Zubimendi, Amrabat and Neves an option. Gundogan's transfer is close, and a new name has come up as a possible acquisition this summer. A German pivot could be coming. We also have an update on the transfer of Vitor Roque, where Barcelona have formulated their first offer for his current club, and they hope that offer will be accepted. And I do have the details of the elite formula to sign Vitor Roque this summer. And of course, with players coming in, players who have to leave the club this summer, we do have an update on the future of Clement Lenglet, Ferran Torres, Ansu Fati, and also on Raphinha, how according to reports, Xavi wants him to stay, and according publicly, Raphinha wants to stay as well. So there's big doubts about his future. We'll talk about that. Also have some updates on the contract renewal of Alejandro Balde, some title updates on how Barcelona could be winning 2 titles this season from La Liga, not just one. And we do have big interview quotes from Alemany, Joan Laporta. Jordi Cruyff has officially left the club. We will talk about that and possible replacements for him and Alemany as well. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get to 200 likes in this video. Be very much appreciated. Also, if you're new, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Let's start off with the transfer news over the past 48 hours. Now, we're first going to be discussing Barcelona's midfield reinforcement, midfield updates. That's been, the main topic in the media over the past few days. First, we have an update on the main target in the midfield, Barcelona's priority. You could say Xavi's priority as well. It is Martin Zubimendi. Now, we do have reports coming in from Real Sociedad saying that Sociedad want nothing less than 60 million euros for Zubimendi, who wants to stay at Sociedad this summer. If someone wants him, they have to pay his release clause of said 60 million euros. Now, I think Zubimendi would join Barcelona if we do activate his release clause, but the fact that he wants to stay, I think, is a positive for 2 reasons. 1, shows his ambition to grow, and 2, maybe this summer someone comes in with a bid like Arsenal or some other team that needs a pivot, he will probably end up staying unless they accept that release clause. Now, Barcelona are considering, activating that release clause, but they want to firstly try some avenues where they offer Sociedad cash, maybe some players involved as well. Cancer came out saying that Xavi desperately wants Martin Zubimendi, and Barcelona are looking to lower the fee by including players. Serginho Dest could be offered. Now, the reason why Dest could be offered is that Real Sociedad are looking for a right back. So you could offer 50 million plus Dest instead of activating the full 60 million euro release clause, but it's of course up to Real Sociedad to decide whether they will accept that offer or not. So keep your eyes on Zubimendi. No doubt he's Xavi's priority and one of the club's top priorities this summer to reinforce the pivot position, but again, getting him out of Real Sociedad this summer will be very, very, very difficult. Now, a transfer that won't be difficult for Barcelona to complete this summer is the signing of Ruben Neves, because again, the groundwork, 85% of the work is already done. Fabrizio Romano has come out saying that Barcelona have reached an agreement on personal terms with Ruben Neves, who is willing to wait for Barcelona. Xavi has other priorities, such as Zubimendi, but the club will continue to keep Neves as an option throughout the summer. So again, Neves, full agreement on personal terms with Barcelona, as we already reported a few days ago. Now it's all about Barcelona offering 50 million euros to Wolves. One of those avenues, of course, is for Jorge Mendes to sell Ansu Fati for around 80. The club will use 50 million of that 80 to buy Neves, therefore having 30 million euros in profit. So basically a swap deal, but the long avenue. So keep your eyes on Ruben Neves this summer. Again, signing him will be a piece of cake. All we have to do now is just place that bid to Wolves and he'll end up joining. The question now is, will we place that bid or not? I think Neves is probably 3rd, 4th choice midfielder for Barcelona. I think there's other priorities out there first, but if you don't get those priorities, Ruben Neves has a clear path to Barcelona's midfield next season. Now, a player who has emerged on Barcelona's list to reinforce midfield, a new name, especially over the past 24 hours, has been Joshua Kimmich. This is coming in from Ferran Martinez from Deportivo, who is a very reliable source. He's come out saying that Kimmich is unhappy at Bayern Munich and is considering leaving and would like to join Barcelona. Growing up, he was a huge fan of Xavi. Xavi was his idol, and Xavi would absolutely welcome his signing. Bayern Munich don't want to keep him, especially if he asks to leave the club, and Barcelona thinks his price would be lower than the price of Zubimendi. The club knows that they have to move quickly because Kimmich is a desirable player around the world for clubs like Man City as well. Of course, Kimmich is probably, you could say, top 3 best CDMs in the world. This is too good to be true, let's be honest. Couple things. One, of course, I would take Kimmich. I would take him in a heartbeat. Secondly, this signing will not happen. Thirdly, lower price than Zubimendi. Are you mad? Kimmich has a contract until 2025, which is 2 seasons from now. He will be a free agent. Last summer, Lewandowski had 1 year left on his deal. He was 33 years old, and Bayern got 40 million euros from us. You're telling me a player in his prime, 28, 2 years left on his deal, we're going to spend less than 60 million euros on him? You are having a laugh. I think Bayern would ask for around 80 to 90, if I'm being honest. Lower than Zubimendi, I'll be all over it, but I'm not going to dream. I think we will not get Kimmich. I think if he does become available, I think there'll be other clubs like Man City who will offer Bayern Munich the price they want right away and just go and get him, which fair enough to them. But if Kimmich is option, I think it's absolutely fantastic. Not only can he play at CDM, but he can also play at right back, which is another position that we desperately need. And Kimmich can play at a very, very high level at both the pivot and the right back spot. So for me, it's a brilliant deal, but I'm not going to get too over my head. I think, again, the priorities for Barcelona in the midfield have been set. It's Zubimendi, Amrabat, Gundogan, and then Ruben Neves if we don't get one of those 3. I think Kimmich, if he becomes more and more available, you wait and see. Again, at the moment, he's just unhappy at Bayern Munich. He is not asked to leave. Until he asks to leave, this transfer will not happen. So keep your eyes on the situation. I think Barcelona have been a big fan of Kimmich for years and years now. He's clearly a Barcelona admirer. He's come out in the press for years and years talking about how he likes Barcelona. He grew up loving Xavi, he loved to play with Messi, all this stuff. He's talked about this over the years. So if he becomes available and the price is decent, I think we should be all over it, but that's going to be my issue. I don't think the price will be lower than Zubimendi. Maybe it could be the same price as Zubimendi. Then in that case, you have a question. Would you bet young, 24-year-old, Spanish as a pivot, or are you going to bet on a 28-year-old, prime, experience, can play at CDM and right back as well? So that would be a big question, but again, we'll have to wait and see. I think right now it's just materializing. We'll have to wait and see if he requests to leave Bayern Munich, and then we'll have to wait for see what Bayern Munich set his price at. But Barcelona are interested in Joshua Kimmich, who could be available this summer. Now, the midfielder that is the closest to joining Barcelona at the moment is, of course, Ilkay Gundogan, who has been negotiating with Barcelona for a few months now. He was renegotiated back in January as Barcelona are not a Premier League club, and he will be a free agent come June. Now, Sam Lee, who's a very, very close reporter to Man City, has come out saying that Barcelona's 2-year contract offer to Gundogan is appealing to the player and his family as well, while City have offered him just a 1-year extension. Again, the reports in Barcelona suggest that Ilkay Gundogan's transfer is very, very close, and it will be sealed once Man City's season is officially over, as they are fighting for the treble. Now, David Ornstein and Fabrizio Romano both came out with reports on Gundogan saying the same things, and that Gundogan's future is still unclear. He has many options on the table, including Barcelona. Remaining at Man City is still a possible outcome if they can agree on a new deal. I think what's holding back Gundogan right now is the length of contract that Man City are offering him. I think 1 year is not... Players don't like to have contracts that are 1 year, because you go year by year. He'll sign a 1-year deal now, then in 6 months, repeat, free agent, all that sort of stuff. They want to have some sort of security. I think that's why David Silva left. That's why Aguero left, because they kept on getting offered 1-year deals, and they thought they were better than that. Some players are happy with that. For example, like Sergio Roberto, go year by year because you're at the level where you're just a squad player. But Gundogan is starting for Man City week in, week out. He's been a pivotal player for them, so he wants a longer contract. Now, I will say this. Over the recent weeks, Gundogan has been on fire. He's top 5 midfielders in the world right now based on current form. And I tell you what, if City do offer him a contract that's more than 1 year, so 2 plus 1 option, maybe 3 years, whatever the case may be, I think Gundogan will stay at Man City. I think the only reason why we're in the race and why we're advanced is because we're offering him a longer contract with a decent salary as well. I don't know if the renewal offer that Man City offered him is a lower salary, is he taking a wage cut, or is he getting a wage increase, or is it the exact same wage? I'm not quite too sure on that, but again, nonetheless, Gundogan's transfer to Barcelona is getting closer, but Man City can flip the switch at any given moment and change the entire race and momentum. But as of its current moment, Barcelona is the closest destination for Ilkay Gundogan this summer. Now, a player that will 100% be joining Barcelona this summer, and his transfer is already confirmed, and he will be the first signing for Barcelona in the summer of 2023, is Inigo Martinez. Of course, we got the confirmation in Barcelona like a month or two ago. Fabrizio Romano came in 2 months later with his final. Here we go. He's come out saying that Barcelona have completed all the paperwork for the signing of Inigo Martinez. Contract signing will take place at the end of the season, as medicals have been, of course, completed as well. He will sign a 2-year deal until 2025, and Barcelona are confident about getting the green light from La Liga for FFP to register Inigo's contract, as well as Gavi's and others as well. Of course, Inigo has agreed to leave on loan if Barcelona do not register him, but it looks like Barcelona are set to register Inigo Martinez once they get that green light on the viability plan this Friday from La Liga. So the first signing of the summer for Barcelona will be the center back, a veteran in La Liga, Inigo Martinez, who will probably just come in as reinforcement. You could say as an extra number to replace Piqué. That does leave the future of Eric Garcia currently in doubt, because it'll leave Barcelona with 5 center backs. If we sign a right back, that brings him down to 6 or 7. You have Marcos Alonso who can play there as well. So Inigo Martinez signing will shake up Barcelona quite a bit in terms of the defense. It'll leave a lot of doors for people to leave for sure in the squad, but I think it will be an excellent reinforcement for Barcelona. Now, one of Barcelona's main priorities this summer is to reinforce the number 9 position to provide coverage and competition for Robert Lewandowski, and the name for months now that has been the number 1 target in that position for Barcelona is the young Brazilian Vitor Roque. Over the past few months, we've been hearing that Barcelona cannot afford the fee that his current club is setting out, which is around about 45-50 million euros. Vitor Roque wants a new club by the end of May, beginning of June, but since then, Vitor Roque has decided to wait for Barcelona, and now Barcelona are getting momentum on his transfer. They have no problem in paying the asking price, but they want to find avenues to longevitize the formula, whether it's installments, sign him, loan him back, all these things. But we do have a new formula for Vitor Roque that the club are considering to offer. Now, firstly, the Relief have come out saying that Deco believes that the signing of Vitor Roque is vital. He believes that Roque is one of the talents that should not be allowed to escape the club's hands. So the new, or set to be new, sport director Deco does really want Vitor Roque, as Deco does have a great knowledge of the Brazilian market, and he feels like Vitor Roque is one of the upcoming talents in the world, and his talent is very, very rare to find. Now, the Araujo is coming in from Brazil, saying that Barcelona are thinking about offering 35 million euros plus 10 million euros in bonuses for Vitor Roque. The club's interest remains firm, even in the financial difficulties and the desire of Messi's return. So the club are now thinking of offering 35 plus 10. Again, I think his current club's asking for around 45-50, so we do meet the bare minimum asking price. This does mean that Vitor Roque will join the first team immediately. There will be no loan, and I think the 35 will probably most likely be paid in installments. The both will probably be winning La Liga, scoring goals, Champions League in the future, maybe Ballon d'Or clause in there, all those things. So we'll wait and see with Vitor Roque. I think, again, it's a good offer. I think at most I'd go 40 plus 10. I think at that point you're clutching at straws. You're taking a huge risk. At that point you're getting to 10 million euros away from Martin Zubimendi, and you don't wanna, or 10 million euros away from apparently Joshua Kimmich, or actually the price for Joshua Kimmich. So we'll wait and see Vitor Roque. I think, again, he's a great talent. I would absolutely love to sign him. And again, the Aubameyang door is still open as well, whether we have to loan Vitor Roque or we pay installments or we send him back on loan to his current club. The Aubameyang door is open in case you don't get Vitor Roque, but Vitor Roque is the main priority, and Barcelona are making moves to make his signing a reality this summer. Now, a forward that is desperate to join Barcelona this summer, but the club isn't interested at the moment in his services, is Neymar. We all saw this coming. It's the annual season transfer window Neymar links. Juan Barty from Olivos come out saying that Neymar would be delighted to return to Barcelona, and that is his great wish, but he knows that Barcelona are not contemplating his return. The club doesn't even want to hear his name. You're damn right. Jordi Alba also came out saying that to this day Barcelona are not interested in Neymar, but in the future, you never know. So essentially what we're hearing is that the club might consider Neymar's name if we don't get Messi. Which, you know what, is fine. Again, Neymar has been desperate to join Barcelona since August 2017, you know, a week after he joined PSG. This man made me cry. I was, what, like 17 years old? 16, 18? I forget how old I was. I remember I was in my last summer of I think I was going into my last year of high school. We had the Cicada, all this stuff. We had the bust up with Semedo. I was like tweeting at the time, sell Semedo, don't make Neymar unhappy. We just bought Semedo. And then this left. I mean, I'm so sick of him. I mean, the time to bring him back was 2019. We're past that now. I don't want him back. Even if we don't get Messi, I really don't want to sign Neymar. I honestly don't even think he deserves to come back and play for this big club, this great club, this brilliant club, this beautiful club. He had his chance. He played well for 4 seasons. Then he ducked and run for the money. It is simple as that. Don't tell me about no sporting project, none of that crap. I'm not buying it. So keep your eyes on Neymar, like you have to do every single summer because he loves Barcelona. Apparently he came to Barcelona, started celebrating with us. I mean, who are you? People think. Let me know in the comments down below. Do you consider Neymar a Barcelona legend? Because I don't. I really, really don't. I don't. Paco Alcacer is a bigger legend than... I'm kidding. Neymar is not a legend in my opinion, but let me know your thoughts down in the comments below if Neymar is a Barcelona legend. I think he's just a good player who played for Barcelona, like, you know, Rakitic. I wouldn't consider Rakitic a legend. I think he's a good player who played for Barcelona. So anyways, wait and see with Neymar. Keep your eyes on it. He's going to be available this summer. Apparently at the moment, the most likely club to sign him is Chelsea. I would actually love to see Neymar in the Premier League, but again, his dream move has always been Barcelona. Now, of course, Barcelona's #1 target for the upcoming summer transfer window is the return of the greatest human being to ever touch a football, Lionel Andres Messi. We do have huge updates on his return to Barcelona this summer, and we're starting off with a quote from the president himself, Joan Laporta. He was speaking to Jordi Alba after Barcelona won La Liga, and Romero, of course, asked him about Messi, said that for Messi's return, we will do everything we can. We do have some more quotes at the end of the video of Joan Laporta speaking about Messi. We then got reports coming in saying Laporta has now spoken to Messi directly. The president has told him that signing of him is a priority and they will try his best to make sure it happens. Meanwhile, Messi has also confirmed Laporta his desire to return. I'm getting goosebumps reading this because I have been waiting since fucking January to hear any news that Laporta and Messi have spoken. They have broken their bad relationship, and now we have confirmation in the media and also from Laporta himself. Now, Sport have come out saying that Barcelona have asked La Liga for a document that guarantees that Leo Messi and other possible signings like Ilkay Gundogan can be registered to avoid circumstances that happened 2 years ago. They hope to get the green light on May 19th. I hope this is true because this is brilliant, world class from Barcelona. So what they want from La Liga is this. Here's our plan. Look at it. Approve it. La Liga, yep, the plan is good. Give us in writing the plan is good. Because we don't want to go and do the plan. Oh, you're actually missing 20 million euros here. You got maybe economic lever. Oh, you're missing another 4 million in here. Probably play a friendly for that. They want in writing confirmation if the plan is executed. There will be no issues. And for me, that is world class. And hopefully this report is true. And hopefully La Liga will not be B-word and give us those signed documents. I think that's brilliant. Again, sign on us saying that yes, if you execute this plan that you told us on May 19th, everything will be fine and you can register everyone with no worries. Now, Ben Aid has come out saying that Joan Laporta's dream now is to bring Messi back. He knows that the task isn't easy, but he wants to see Leo Messi in a Barcelona shirt again before he retires. And Laporta doesn't want to go by the label of the president who parted ways with Messi. Now, this for me is very, very interesting because, of course, Bartomeu forced Messi to stay because he did not want to be the president known to let Messi go. Ronald Koeman was also speaking to the media recently a few days ago, and he said the same thing. Laporta is going to bring Messi back because he does not want to be the guy known as a guy that let Messi go. To be honest, I don't care. Just bring Messi back in any way, shape, or form. Now, Edul Gaston, of course, a TYC sport reporter, very, very reliable in Argentina, probably the #1 sources come out saying that there's more optimism now in Barcelona than there was some weeks ago on the return of Leo Messi. And finally, Jordi Alba himself has come out saying that Messi has asked everyone to calm down. His priority right now is winning League So again, we're gonna have to wait for, I think, from June the 5th until like June the 25th. It's just gonna be nothing but Messi back and forth, signing, personal terms, blah blah, all this stuff is going to be kicking off. Apparently, there's reports coming in from sports saying that Barcelona have already sent Messi the contract to review, and like once they get the green light from La Liga, they could accept it. Messi likes the contract, 25 million euro gross, 12.5 million euro net, 245,000 euros a week. He gets percentage of the merchandising, TVs, and sponsorships and all this stuff. 1 year deal with a 1 year option of another season. So we'll wait and see on Leo Messi. I think again from now until beginning of June, until Ligue 1 is done, I don't think we'll hear much on Messi's return. We're just going to hear now about the green light. And once that green light is given, Barcelona have to execute that plan, and then Leo Messi's return is well and truly possible. Let's now discuss the players who have been rumored to leave Barcelona over the past 48 hours. First up is Clement Lenglet. This is just more music to my ears. In the last video, I told you guys that Fernando Polo came out saying that Tottenham want to keep Lenglet, and now we're hearing from Ronald from Mundo Deportivo that Clement Lenglet is happy at Tottenham Hotspur, but he wants to know who will be their coach before approving a permanent move. Spurs are satisfied with him, and they will have to agree on a transfer fee with Barcelona. So Lenglet wants to wait and see who the new manager is for Spurs. They're currently not being linked with any new manager. Nagelsmann apparently has turned down the job, so we have no idea who Spurs are getting. But Spurs want to keep Lenglet. Lenglet wants to wait and see who the new coach will be. Hopefully that new coach wants to play a 5 at the back and loves Lenglet. Then he will stay. The new coach comes in and he doesn't want Lenglet. We are in the mud, lads. So, when see with Clement, hopefully he just bins off this summer. I just want to earn money for Lenglet. Not another loan. I want to sell him. I'll even give him back to Sevilla. 10 million. He's all yours. If we just get a double-digit transfer fee for him, I'll be rosy. Absolutely rosy. So wait and see on the transfer of Clement Lenglet, whose future right now is in doubt, but Tottenham do want to keep him this summer. Now, a player who is very, very likely to leave Barcelona this summer, but at the moment he wants to stay at the club, is, of course, Ferran Torres. Fabrizio Romano has come out saying that Barcelona is prepared to discuss the departure of Ferran Torres with any club. Real Madrid, you need a forward, there you go, even though he wants to stay. So again, the club have put Ferran Torres on the market. They have made it known that they are willing to negotiate a transfer for Ferran Torres, but the player does prefer to stay, of course. Aston Villa, please. Unai Emery's red. What color is Aston Villa? Like purple, burgundy, and white. Unai Emery's purple and white army. Please, just come in. 40 million euros. The player is yours. I think if Aston Villa don't come in for Ferran, it'll be very difficult to get rid of him this summer. Again, the coaching staff, keep in mind, love Ferran. They like his work ethic, his versatility, his ability. Xavi loves the player as well. So I think there'll be no problem if we don't end up finding suitors for Ferran Torres, but I think we do. I think he's the weakest out of the 3 forwards in Ansu and Raphinha, and then himself, of course. So we'll wait and see with Ferran Torres. He is, of course, on the market. The club is willing to negotiate with any club for him, despite the fact that the player wants to stay. Now, a player who Xavi has informed the club that he wants them to stay this summer is Raphinha. The news is coming in from Brazilian outlets. I think it's from Goal, if I'm not mistaken, and they've come out saying that Xavi has informed Barcelona that he wants Raphinha to stay at the club this summer. Now, with Raphinha, to be honest, I am sitting here today, Wednesday, May 17th. I have no idea what's happening with Raphinha. I mean, I don't know if he wants to leave. I don't know if he wants to stay. I have no idea. The only thing I know for certain is that Newcastle have made a verbal offer of 90 million euros for Raphinha. That's all I know. He's come out on Instagram saying he doesn't want to leave. The most reliable journalist that's close to him is apparently capping. Xavi wants him to stay. I have no idea. Look, my only stipulation for Raphinha is this. 1, if he wants to leave, bin him off. Oh, I'm scared of first team minutes with them, Billy Messi. I don't want that mentality. You're going to fight for first team minutes. There's going to be injuries left, right, and center. Dembele can barely stay fit. That for me is cap. So if he wants to leave, let him go. And secondly, the offer has to be good. And of course, the 9 million offer from Newcastle is good. So we already got 1 out of 2 checked off. I really want to know if Raphinha wants to leave or wants to stay. He's come out publicly saying that he wants to stay. Even during the parade, he said, I'm so happy with the parade. Everything I dreamed for. I can't wait to have more moments like this. I can't wait to do this more and even better next season. So all encouraging signs. So wait and see. I do personally hope that Raphinha does stay. I think he's a fantastic player. He's done very, very well in his first season with Barcelona as well. Very unique winger as well. I personally want to keep him, but by the way and see what the Mercado decides. But at the moment, Xavi has told Barcelona that he wants Raphinha to stay beyond this summer. Now, a player's future that is currently in doubt at the moment is the future of the second captain of the club, Jordi Alba. We've been hearing a lot of mixed reports about him over the past week or so. One minute he wants to stay, his wife is pregnant, she's gonna give birth this summer. One minute he's thinking about leaving. It's been a lot of back and forth, but what's clear at the moment is that for Jordi Alba to continue next season, no matter what, whether he wants to stay or he wants to leave, he must take a salary reduction. He currently earns around €250,000 per week, 250,000 as the backup left back at the club. That is just unfeasible for the club's economic situation, and movements are being made in that department to reduce Alba's wage. Juan Marti came out breaking the news saying that Joan Laporta had a meeting with Jordi Alba that lasted almost 3 hours yesterday. Barcelona welcomes the possibility for him to continue next season. It remains to be seen under what conditions. The club knows that Alba wants to continue, so the club are open to the idea of Jordi Alba staying. Jordi Alba wants to stay himself, but again, the conditions are still unclear. Gigantes Jardamero came out confirming the news, saying the club wants Jordi Alba to reduce his salary by 60% and agree to payments in 2 years of his deferral without renewal. The player asked to see face-to-face with Laporta today. So what Jardamero is saying is that Barcelona offered him a 60% wage reduction, and that wage reduction with his first salary to be paid over the next 2 years. Of course, he has a contract for 1 more year, so in the year that he does not have a contract, he'll still be paid by Barcelona. And since that offer, Jordi Alba has requested to have a face-to-face meeting with Laporta. Meeting is confirmed. There's videos out there from Gigantes about Laporta and Alba coming out of the restaurant. Jordi Alba's wearing an entire Adidas blue tracksuit. And then Helena Kodes from Cope came out saying that Jordi Alba maintained that his desire is to stay at the club and that he feels good physically. Barcelona will ask him for a pay cut, and the captain has already said he's willing to help the club. So again, keep that in mind. Alba has come out multiple interviews over the past year. The club have never asked me for a wage reduction. If they do, I will help 100%. I love the club. Here's your opportunity. If you see a report that Jordi Alba rejected a salary reduction, Alba out, get him out of here, terminate his contract, let her freedom. That's what I would say. But we'll wait and see. I think Alba in the end will agree to some sort of salary reduction and some sort of a deferred salary. I think he will end up staying. I do hope he does stay. I think he's great in that backup role, coming off the bench in difficult moments in the match. Great for the youngsters during training on the bench, keeping everyone motivated, telling them what it means to play for Barcelona. I like Jordi Alba's role this season, and I wouldn't mind him continuing for another year. But again, it has to be under the condition of him taking a salary reduction. Let's now discuss the contract renewal updates around the first team at Barcelona. Just one update, and it is on the contract renewal of Alejandro Balde. A few weeks ago, I told you guys that Inigo Martinez from Cope came out saying that Balde's renewal is official. It is done, fully agreed, just pending now registering his new renewal. And we have more reports coming in now from sports saying that Alejandro Balde and Barcelona have reached an agreement on a new contract until 2027. His release clause will be set at €1 billion. When La Liga approves Barcelona's feasible plan, which may occur this Friday, the renewal will then be made official. This should have been done back in December, but again, I am very, very happy with the renewal of Alejandro. He's been absolutely sensational this season, and like Araujo said during the parade, the man who doesn't stop running. He has, I think, 7 assists this season in La Liga, maybe even more. He was absolutely fantastic in the last game against Espanyol. This is a left back who will be the future of the club, and also a position that we don't have to go in the market and spend money on to improve. We have Jordi Alba there for coverage as well, and even Marcos Alonso in a worst case scenario, but Alejandro Balde is the number one, and his renewal has been fully agreed with him, his family, the club, and his agent Jorge Mendes. It is now all pending the registration of his contract. Let's now discuss some of the news surrounding Barcelona over the past 48 hours. Firstly, on the news that Araujo will be a captain next season. Juan Marti has come out saying that Ronald Araujo will be one of the captains next season at Barcelona. Now, firstly, fully deserved. We've seen his actions over the past 72 hours, how he's been fantastic, whether it was the pitch invasion at Espanyol, during the parade, how he bleeds for the club, his love for the club, and also he's a leader on the pitch as well. I have no problem with that. But there is an underlying issue. So we do have right now, we can agree, Roberto, first team captain, Jordi Alba, second captain, Ter Stegen, third captain. That is clear. So we do have a spot as the fourth captain that is open. If Messi comes back, then Araujo is not going to be a captain, because Messi will come leapfrog Roberto, Jordi Alba, and Ter Stegen, and he will be getting the captain's armband. Maybe Araujo will be the fifth captain because, you know, one of them doesn't play too often on the pitch. Then he'll get the armband, which is fine in my opinion. But this headline that he will be one of the captains next season for me is not set in stone unless Jordi Alba leaves. Then I don't know. But I think maybe the idea right now is that he will be a captain for next season for that fourth spot. It was between him and Lewandowski. Looks like he will get it. But if Messi comes back for me, I think that changes everything completely. Ain't no way Messi's walking out on the pitch with Roberto, Jordi Alba, Ter Stegen, and Araujo in front of him. That for me is just a big fat no-no. So we'll wait and see. I think Messi's return will change this, but as things currently stand, Araujo will be the fourth captain next season. Now, over the past few days, Barcelona, of course, has secured their 27th La Liga title, and they have been crowned champions of Spain for the 2022-2023 season. But we're going for another one. Barcelona are going to be winning possibly another La Liga this season. Madness. Mundo Deportivo have come out saying that Barcelona are planning to prepare the complete historical report and make an official request to the RFEF in the near future to demand the La Liga trophy of the 1936-1937 season, which could be their 28th title. The RFEF have already recognized Levante's Cup, Copa del Rey, from that year. Now, off the top of my head, I don't know what happened that year. I think it was the Spanish War, if I'm not mistaken, so everything got called off. So the Federation have already approved Levante, like, yeah, you won the Cup that year. But now for La Liga, they haven't announced a winner, and Barcelona are going to go there demanding that we won the league that year. I believe Barcelona were on top until the stoppage point, so we'll take it, lads. 28 La Liga titles, 2 in 1 year. I think the record is Madrid with 35, so we're only 8 away. I mean, it's not 8 away, bad math. 7 away, which, you know, is catchable. It's not a double-digit lead, but anyways, 2 league titles in a year, we will absolutely take that. We've done the treble, lads, so we'll wait and see on this, but everything's pointing to the fact that Barcelona will be recognized as champions of Spain for the 1936-37 season, adding their total of league titles to 28. Now, the biggest news over the past 48 hours has not been Barcelona's parade or celebrating winning their 27th league title. It has been the sporting director of Barcelona, Jordi Cruyff, officially announcing that he will leave on June the 30th alongside Medceo Alemany. The club announced officially yesterday that Jordi Cruyff will leave Barcelona on June the 30th. He wants to undertake a new professional project. Jordi Cruyff tweeted that he loved his time at Barcelona over the past few years. He wanted to thank Xavi and Laporta for trusting him, all that sort of stuff. So Jordi Cruyff is leaving. I didn't make a video because it wasn't as breaking as that Medceo Alemany. We kind of knew that he was thinking about it and that most likely he would leave. So now we're boardless in the sporting section of the club. We have no sporting director, no football director. But again, everything's suggesting that Deco will be coming in very, very soon. Fabrizio Romano has come out saying that Barcelona are now close to appointing Deco as the new director for the club after Alemany and Jordi Cruyff left. Talks are very advanced and Deco has already accepted 90% of the details of the agreement, waiting to fix the situation right now with his agency. So Deco, for his role, everything he's done that he's agreed upon, just now leaving his agency is the big underlying issue. Gerard Romero came out saying that Deco is close to joining Barcelona, but he will not be the only one joining. We'll wait and see on that. And finally, Luis Araujo from Marca came out saying that Deco has taken the pole position. He has initiated the process of windowing down his representation agency. So Deco will be the new sporting director of Barcelona, and apparently someone else will be coming in as well. We have no idea who yet. There has been no underlying reports. There are some reports saying that Deco will be the only person running the whole entire transfer market. He'll have some people on the board to help him, but he'll be underseeing and underdoing everything. He's going to be a TK Berchestan 2.0 from what he did from 2003-2010 with Barcelona. So he's kind of going to be running the whole entire show himself. But apparently Jordi Alba is saying that someone will come in to help him out. We'll wait and see on that. But someone else could be joining the Barcelona sporting sector, but not in the football director or sporting director role, but more so for the Juvenil A Barcelona Athletic section, and that is Bojan. Gigantes, of course, Jordi Alba has come out saying that Bojan is one of the names on the list to reinforce Barcelona's sporting organization chart for next season. The club wants to incorporate Bojan as a link to the academy and the first team. Again, if Bojan joins, he will have no connection with the transfer market whatsoever. So essentially Bojan's role will be to look at the players in Juvenile A, Juvenile B, Barcelona Athletic, and make suggestions on who should be coming up to the first team at what point, all that sort of stuff, which I think is a good role. Coming in, he's an experienced player in that sense. He didn't make that big jump, even though kind of flop, but you know what, I'm okay with it. Former players coming in, helping at the club, I'm okay with that. Now, I forgot to mention this, by the way, in Jordi Alba's report, he said that one person will join alongside Deco. It will not be Puyol. Apparently Puyol was approached about this opportunity, and he said no, he's happy with his lifestyle right now, playing tennis, watching Barcelona, can't go wrong with that. So it will not be Puyol coming in. So wait and see what happens in the sporting organization chart. Again, a role will be given to Bojan to incorporate links between the academy and the first team, and most likely Deco will be the sporting director or football director, and he might have one associate beside him. But what is clear and confirmed right now is that Jordi Cruyff and Mateu Alemany will not continue at Barcelona beyond June the 30th. Now, the final topic that I want to discuss before I end off this video is go through some quotes from Mateu Alemany and Joan Laporta. Over the past few days, they have been speaking quite a bit, and they have given us some big bombshells. Firstly, from Mateu Alemany, he did speak to Barcelona TV on a few days before the match against Espanyol, where of course we won the league. On his departure from the club, he said the situation, it's not the time to talk about it. I have committed to the president to complete all the operations that are currently pending this summer, and then we will see. So the plan that Barcelona had for the summer transfer window, Alemany will execute it, and then he'll leave the club. On his performance this season, the team's numbers are impressive. They have fought and suffered a lot, and they have to put a lot of intensity into a lot of games. If today we have the success of winning the league, it'll be special for everyone, and we have to enjoy it. Of course, we end up winning the league. And finally, he concluded off by saying that I want to leave things settled. We have a lot of homework. My destination at the moment is Barcelona. Self-pressure is the most important thing in this job. It doesn't end in the winter or summer. You have to always give your best. So again, he's committed, saying that he will finish all the current operations. After that, he will have a new adventure. So let's now get into the Joan Laporta quotes that have been crazy. I think he spoke on Monday before the parade, and he was on, I think, TV3. He was asked about everything, and Laporta gave all the answers. Firstly, he was asked on the possible return of Leo Messi. He came out saying, I have spoken with Leo in some way, redirect the situation that occurred when I had to put the institution ahead of everything, including him, the best player in the world. We've been messaging each other lately. The truth is that the conversation was effective and pleasant. I congratulate him on winning the World Cup. He is back. We have known each other for many years. There is a relationship, and Leo is still in Paris with an unpleasant situation. I would not want to disturb him right now. We will try to improve the team in all lines. So that's Laporta saying, look, I spoke to the FC. I explained to the situation back 2 years ago. We kind of squashed the beef. I congratulated him on winning the World Cup, and now the relationship is now at a healthy point. He said, I have spoken with Messi to directly the situation. It was very nice. We've recovered the relationship, and Messi wants Barcelona. Getting goosebumps reading that. So that's the president saying that, yes, I have rekindled the relationship between Messi, and his return is on the table. It is possible, but right now it's too early to discuss about it. So there you go. He's also asked on Saudi Arabia's offer for Messi. So that with all due respect to Saudi Arabia, who are doing a very good job, Barcelona is Barcelona, and Barcelona is Messi's home. Barcelona can compete against everyone for his signing. So a lot of optimism from the president. I love it, and hopefully he can pull it off. Again, he does not want to be known as the president that let Messi go. And currently, he has that name hovering over his head, and hopefully he can bring him back. He was then asked about the contract renewal of Xavi, which again will probably happen in the next, I would say, a week or so. He said, look, there will be no problems. He's a club man. He understands perfectly the circumstances of the club, and he deserves recognition from the club. We are in an austerity plan, and I am calm because he is the first to assume it. Xavi was clear that he wanted to be the coach of Barcelona, maybe more than me. It has a lot of points in common from Guardiola's first era. So there you go. Then asked about summer signings, and that we have the market quite worked out. We will be in position to reinforce all the lines if La Liga approves the viability plan. All the players want to come to Barcelona, and that's very important. Then asked about Ansu Fati, saying that it will be a technical management who tells us what happens with the players and deciding. At the club, though, we are counting on him next season. So he's saying that Xavi will decide Ansu Fati's future. So if Xavi says, I want Ansu out, that will not only affect the player, but also the club. In the club, Laporta, Uste, Eduardo Romeo, Alemany, Cruyff, for the time being, they all suspect that Ansu Fati will end up staying. Then asked about Jordi Cruyff's continuation. Of course, post this has been confirmed that he will be leaving, so he wants him to continue. he's not going to continue, so we'll skip that part. Then he was asked about the economic situation, saying that there will be around 400 million euros from profit this season, although it is true that it will be partly thanks to the economic levers that were activated last summer. And finally, he was asked about the Negrera case, and it's already been become clear that we've never influenced referees, much less bought them. We will assert the judicial process. It was an attempt to discredit the club, and that has failed again. No one from the club was enriched by this issue. I am summoned as the witness. Others are as involved as well. So overall, the big takeaways from his interview is that Ansu Fati, it will become to a technical decision if he leaves the club this summer or not. On summer signings, they have everything in place, their objectives, their alternatives. They're just waiting now for the green light from La Liga. And on Messi, he spoke to Messi. The agreement, not the agreement, but the relationship is back healthy, and they will push for Messi signing, and hopefully it is possible. And that Xavi will most likely renew his contract within the next few weeks. So that was my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past 48 hours. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course, leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. The main thing I want to first see, of course, is your thoughts on the return of Lionel Messi with Laporta's words recently. Do you think his return will happen or not? And also your thoughts on Neymar coming back. Would you take him or not? Secondly, on the midfield reinforcement, who would you bring in? Would you bring in Kimmich, Zubimendi, Amrabat, Gundogan, Neves? What would be your priority? Would you bring 2, 3? What are your thoughts on that? And also the prices on the players. Thirdly, on Vitor Roque, I think Barcelona's current formula to sign him is good or not. Are you fair with that price? Are you in agreement? Would you loan him back? Would you send a Batman for a free transfer? Will be your process in signing Vitor Roque? And finally, on Raphinha, I want your predictions. I want your thoughts. Do you think he will stay or not? Do you want him to stay or not? And you think the current verbal offer from Newcastle of 90 million euros is enough to sell him this summer if he wants to leave? And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Take care, and Forza Barca.